Hello plant parents, I'm Anu Grover and welcome to the freshly baked episodes on My Plant, My Baby. And today I have something really special for you. I am launching this new category upon so many requests and queries which we have on our DMs and comments, and it is all about bonsais. Yes, here in this category, I'll talk everything A to Z on gardening and bonsai making and how you can grow healthier and bushier babies of bonsai at home, how you can convert your normal plants into a bonsai, how you can grow bonsais and what types of bonsais you should have at home. I'll be talking everything about it in different episodes. And today's episode is for the amateurs who are the first time bonsai makers and wants to keep bonsai at their homes. And let's talk about Bonsai 101, where I'll talk about the basics on bonsai making. But before we do that, you got to subscribe to our channel, My Plant, My Baby, so that I keep getting more updates to you. And most of you should see us and different episodes we have on different categories we have done over the period of time, so that you become a pro gardener. Alright, let's go on and talk about bonsais. So bonsais was actually started way back in Japan when Japanese wanted to put their plants and ship their medicinal big trees from one island to the other. And they realized that it's not easy to shift the bonsais and these bigger trees from one place to other. So what they did was they made the miniature varieties of those plants, those medicinal plants, and that came out to be known as bonsais, because then it got easy for them to ship a 40 feet or a 50 feet medicinal plant which got converted into a 2 or 3 feet plant like this, and this was easier to ship into the ships and various logistics methods available then. And from there on, the bonsai became a way of living for a lot of Japanese. But what also happened was that it also became an art, because it took a lot of patience and a lot of time to create a bonsai. For example, I have bonsais which is 2 year, 3 year and 5 year old bonsai. It took more than 5 years to nurture something which eventually became like an art piece. And that's why bonsai has a special class in the whole plants community and always comes at the top, where it has its special privileges and people want to keep that in their bedrooms, in their drawing rooms or in their gardens. And today the first session we'll talk about the basics on bonsai. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया that bonsais come from Japanese culture and it's a form of art basically. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of hard work to create a bonsai and also manage a bonsai. So if you want to keep a bonsai at your home, which is considered also auspicious at some of the places in India and abroad, make sure that you are ready to take care of them and treat them like babies. And here I have a bonsai which is a S-shaped bonsai. It is taken 1.5-2 years to give this shape to a bonsai. So if you can see that a straight tree sort of was made into an S shape, and then using wires and tangles here, and this was been given different shapes so that it looks more beautiful. And this is a 5-year-old bonsai, and if you look at, there are a lot of these roots are also coming in and their stems have got thicker and thicker, but the height hasn't gone up. It's a lovely bonsai which I have here. Now this is a FICUS bonsai and it's one of the toughest bonsais and the first bonsai you should have at home if you are an amateur in bonsai making. So what you do in this is, the first thing you have to take care of this FICUS is watering, and a bright light should come in. So if the first time if you are getting into bonsai, don't get into making a bonsai because it's really tough. What you should do is, you should take a smaller bonsai which is, let's say, 1.5-2 years old bonsai, and plan to convert it into a 5-year or a 10-year or a 15-year-old bonsai, because then it's easy for you to sort of begin and you have something at the base to start with. So here, if you look at this bonsai, this is already a 2-year-old one, a FICUS one. Why a FICUS initially? Because the FICUS as a plant is really sturdy. It gives really good branches and it looks like a bonsai if given a right shape. So in this one, this is already looking like a small tender bonsai, the beginning of it. And what you have to do is 4 things which I should talk about, you should look at. The first thing when you buy a smaller bonsai or you begin your bonsai journey is to look at that you are giving a bright light to this plant. So this plant will not do very good in a low light or a very indoor one, but on a windowsill or wherever you are getting anything above 1500 lux levels, this will do really good. Don't keep changing its place very often. So wherever you have done a placement, make sure you stick to that, because then the plant get accustomed to that same plant light levels as well as the temperature levels around that area. This plant is really sturdy, so it can even take stronger lights and even higher temperatures. So even if you're keeping it outdoor or semi-outdoor, this plant will do really good. We keep all our bonsais in a bright light areas, but in a semi-shaded area, so that they can also do good indoors. So this ficus can do a bit good indoors also, but doesn't take less than 1000 lux anyways. And that's for the placement. In terms of the watering, again a very sturdy plant, so don't have to take care of it in terms of so much of watering on a now basis, but on a watering scale, it needs more water as compared to other plants. So even if you have given more water, nothing happens to it. A good bright light and a good watering methods, which is 2 or 3 times a day a week, is good enough for this bonsai. Now let's also talk about the food. A lot of people ignore this, and this is the reasons why people don't have strong bonsais at home. That's the reason they're not able to shift this bonsai to this bonsai, is also because they're not taking care of the feeding. Now imagine this is a 2-year-old plant. It requires more feed than what a usual bonsai will require. So this is Basacode, which we have mixed it with Nutricoat here, and this is something you should keep putting it every 6 to 8 months. This makes sure that your plant, your bonsai, gets a good nutrition. A good 2 to 3 teaspoons of Basacode or a Nutricoat, or for that matter any slow releaser, is always good for your bonsai here. Now if you are able to take care of these 3 important steps, in all probabilities you should be able to keep growing this bonsai and will keep making a healthy bonsai. In the next episodes, I'll also talk about what are the things you should do to not just keep your bonsai alive, but also shift this bonsai to look like this bonsai, which is you need to keep doing prunings at regular intervals so that they do get bigger and bushier around it. So let's do a recap. The first thing you should look at is buy only a bonsai which is a stronger one. So prefer to buy a FICUS bonsai in all the bonsais which are available. Jade bonsai is also stronger, but I still prefer to have a FICUS bonsai. Second, don't start bonsai from zero. Always try and buy a smaller bonsai set if you can. So here, for example, I have a 1.5 to 2 years old bonsai. From here, the journey from 3 and then to a 5-year or maybe a 10 or 15-year, you can do it, because the first stage of bonsai making is tougher. The third thing which has to be taken care was that make sure that you have bright light. Don't keep it indoors, keep it in a bright light where you get some direct sun maybe. Indirect sun, good enough. Anything above 1500 is good for this plant. Since it's a hardy plant, even the temperature rises up or the placement where it's outdoor or semi-outdoor, it will sustain and what will not go dry. Might have leaf burns, but still will do. And then the food, always make sure that you put food in your plants, and especially a bonsai. Bonsai to hati hai, the hati ko, if you don't give feed, it will keep getting shrinker and will die at some stage. So this bonsai needs a lot of food if you want to really take it to this level. And this bonsai requires more food so that you take it even bigger. So that's the part of it. The last thing, which is about the pruning, is you should watch my other episodes on how I will take this bonsai into this bonsai and what are the steps required, especially in terms of pruning, to shift a bonsai, which is a 2-year-old, to a 5-year-old. Hope this bonsai first session was useful to all of us. In case you have any doubts, please DM me or put in the comments below. In case you have a bonsai, give me a hands up so I know that how many people have bonsais and how many people don't have it. So if you don't have it, give me a no. If you have it, give me a yes. Give me a high five if you don't have a bonsai and you want to have a bonsai, so that I get to know that a lot of you people and how many of you actually want to have bonsais at home. Alright, thank you so much for watching My Plant, My Baby, and please don't forget to subscribe our channel on YouTube and give your comments so that we get to know what other contents you guys want to listen to, and I keep talking more about all of them. Alright, bye bye.